you know. Alright, I'm back. Feel refreshed, feel rejuvenated. Got me some sleep last night. Didn't have to go into my business, and you know, I'm in the trucking business, so I didn't think I told you guys, or the people that know me know. I got my own trucking business, so that's my first business I've been doing. So yeah. Anyways, I didn't have to do anything last night. So it gave me some really good rest and time to think and clear my mind and reflect on some things. So today we're going to talk about intuition. From my studies of intuition, people have, everybody got their own way of getting your mind to set in on spiritual discernment or intuition, because I think those are the same thing. I've heard about crystals, I heard about meditation, I heard about sitting in a quiet room and just listening to your thoughts. I've heard it all. I guess my outlook on it is it depends on the individual. That's how I feel about it. Because, like I said, I've talked to people about intuition before, certain people, and they had their own ways of getting it. For me, it was easier to go to somebody and they teach me deep meditation and open my heart, the chakra of my heart, or I forgot my mind, whatever. But and ever since then, it's this feeling when you know that somebody's lying or hiding something from you, or actually happy, or their vibration shift. You feel all of that. You feel it all. And I feel like for you to have intuition, you have to kind of get some of the negative blockages out of your life to add it in there, because you can't just have a whole bunch of filth in your mind and think you're gonna have intuition. And over the years, I've kind of eliminated a lot of filth and added a lot of space for things to, for me to sit back and relax and listen to myself, listen to my thoughts, listen to my intuition. And the last little event that I went through that I talked about in my last video, it worked out perfectly. My intuition worked out superb, 100% dead on. Even though some of the times I was tending to ignore it because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was me monkey talking or as it was my intuition. And now I understand the differences between them two, and then now I'm going to tell you. Before I get into a various of questions that you can answer to start getting more connected with your intuition, I'll give you a brief synopsis on what I feel is the difference between intuition and you just talking in your head, because those are two different things. Now, clearly, you have to clear your mind, get in a comfortable space, and take all your worries off of your daily life. Once you do that, the monkey mind will start setting in, and you'll start thinking about, I got to be at work at 9 o'clock, or that girl made me mad yesterday, or this, that. You got to go beyond that. Tell that monkey mind to clear. You got to clear it. Clear it. When you clear it by closing your eyes and meditating, and you clear your mind of all your daily things that you have to do, all your worries that you do daily, all your guilts. And refer back to my video on guilt and worry. Honestly, once you get rid of the guilt and worry, it becomes a little bit more easier for you to harness your intuition. So now you've in this quiet spot, in this quiet place, and you're focused on your breathing, and you're doing this for like 3 or 4 times a week. Eventually something's gonna click, and you're gonna start hearing what they call the God in you, the universe, the intuition, the spiritual discernment. Excuse me. You'll start hearing this, And it'll get stronger and stronger the more you practice meditation, the more you practice opening chakras, or the more you practice self-inquiry. And I'm gonna make a video on self-inquiry too. I'm just now studying about self-inquiry to a nice depth. So we'll make a quick overview on self-inquiry and what that does for you. That's very advanced stuff. But man, we got superhuman powers, man. It's crazy. But anyways, so now the subtle voice in the background after everything clears while you're meditating is your intuition. Now, everyone has intuition, but again, with all the distractions that the ego gives off, because the ego does not want you to inward think and see your BS, it's hard for you to understand the difference between them. So I'm giving you a few questions that I got from Mr. Leo, selfactualization.com or .org. Shout out to Leo. And we're going to go over them real quick. And honestly, if you do this, if you ask yourself these questions every day, it's something about the brain. The brain will start clicking, and you'll start to understand certain things, and so it is what it is. The first question is, how has my intuition served me in the past? How has your intuition served you in the past? So that's when you want to go and sit down and reflect on your past, all the things that you went through, and all the signs that you ignored. Review over them thoroughly. Review over them. And I honestly, these questions, I'd take a couple of days and review over them. And it's going to be painful. And you're going to have to inwardly think. And the ego is going to try to shut you down and try to tell you not to do it. The ego meaning the you that makes you. But you got to keep doing it, because this is for your own good. A lot of people don't want to step to the light. They want to stay in the dark side. But I mean, if you're listening to me and you want to be on the light, the side where you're clear and self-actualized and you got your life together, this is what you got to do. You got to start doing these things. So how's your intuition served you in the past? Write these down if you can. The second question is, how does my intuition feel when it's working? You got to know how your body is trying to tell you something. I know I'm feeling it because it'll keep subtly popping up and making my heart feel a certain way. And I'm starting to understand certain vibrations from people. I know when someone's lying. I know when somebody's being misleading or manipulative or loving or caring. I understand these basic emotions. I'm still trying to learn the advanced ones, but it's getting there, and it might take you a little while to get there. Be patient. Patience is a virtue. So yeah, how does your intuition feel when it's working? So understand how your intuition is when it's working. Look in the past at those times when you were ignoring yourself. What was that feeling? Stop ignoring them feelings, even though it's gonna hurt to do certain things, especially if you was in a relationship that you knew it wasn't working out and you were feeling it all this time. Don't ignore your gut feelings, man. I'm telling you, you're just hurting yourself. Next one. How has my intuition been trying to tell? What is my intuition has been trying to tell me lately? Your intuition's always talking and trying to tell you to grow and expand. But how? How is it telling you to grow, expand? What thoughts are you that are going on in your mind that subtly runs in the background all the time that are telling you to grow, and you know that it's your intuition, but you're just ignoring it? You want to go dig back and look at those things and review those things and review the things that you did yesterday and those thoughts, because that's why I drive around in my car with no radio on, so I can hear if my intuition is talking to me or not. I don't need music and distractions and so all of those things are distractions, because like I said, the ego doesn't want me turning inwardly. It wants me to look at the whole world and say, the world did this to me and not me. So you got to start paying attention to yourself. All right. So that, hold on. So the next one is, What is my intuition saying about my career? Some of you guys are working 9 to 5s that you're miserable at, and you have this deep inner feeling in the back that's telling you that you could do more. Why ignore that? Why are you ignoring that feeling? That is a feeling that letting you know that you need to do more. And I know it's hard, and I know it's rough and challenging, but happiness is the key of life. You want to be happy. And if your intuition is telling you that McDonald's is not the career for you, hey, I mean, that's kind of common sense. Or the job that you're doing is not adequate for you. Like, honestly, my intuition is telling me that my truck driving job is, I mean, it's cool, but it's not going to be a permanent thing, which I already know that. And it's egging me to do something else, because your intuition wants you to be free. You know, the God in you wants total freedom and love and prosperity, and it's gonna keep egging it until you get it, and it's gonna make you sick if you don't listen to it. So yeah, so think about that. What is your intuition saying about your relationships? That's all of your relations. Go back and look at every last relationship. Write them all down. Write all the people that you were with. Write them down. Are they the same person? Do you keep going for the same type of people? Are you self-sabotaging yourself? Or like with me, I had issues with certain family members growing up, and it's had me in a little loophole that I'm working my mind into. No, you got to know the 12-year-old you. You need to go back in your past and figure out what little things that you've done that got you in this little, you took these crazy vows as a kid that got you in these crazy little loopholes, and some of them loopholes are disturbing all of your relationships. And that's why I say don't give up on relationships, but give up on the old you and renew you and turn you into a new person so you can attract better people. And you got to be careful with that too, because nowadays your average person is not going to be good for marriage and for relationship and friendship, because of the way society is set up. So you're going to have to go into the rainforest and find that grain of snow. So it is what it is. The next one is, where is my intuition ultimately trying to guide me? Where is your intuition ultimately trying to guide you? What are you trying to guide? What is your real ultimate happiness in life? If you don't know that, it's time to start figuring that out, like immediately. You shouldn't be going around in life on autopilot anyway, like everybody else doing. They just get a little job and find a way to get a car and get into a relationship, not because they love the person, but they need help with the bills, or they need some hidden problem to be avoided from this person, which that's wrong. They got to do it themselves. Everyone's intentions are off with relationships, and and that's just relationships. But where is your life? What is your purpose on this life? In this life, what is your purpose? You need to be trying to find out your purpose. What makes you ultimately happy? Okay. In what ways do you ignore your intuition? Boy, we all ignore our intuition. Like I said, the last little ordeal I had, I was ignoring my intuition for a while, just trying to being naive, because I'm just now opening up to intuition. So this is new to me, but I was dead on. So now I know for the next time I'm gonna be spot dead on. I'm gonna just tell you this: do not ignore your intuition. If the same feeling with a tingly heart and a tingly thing that's entering into your body, which that's just my perspective of intuition, if that's going on, you gotta bite the bullet, take the L, and take action. Otherwise, it's gonna keep coming up, and then it's gonna be too late, and stuff gonna be messed up. So, next question: why don't I follow my intuition more? You don't follow your intuition more, honestly, because they didn't teach us this in school, and you don't know the difference between the monkey mind the little chip mind and the intuition anyway. So that's why I said start separating them and noticing the differences in them. And I guess that varies each person. Okay. What changes could I make to reconnect with my intuition more consistently? Like I said, I guess that varies on you. Me, meditation, quiet room, no distractions. That's for me. You know what I'm saying? I do better when it's silence. And they've said it, I mean, every religion has said it. In silence, God talks to you. So when you get silent, your monkey mind stops talking about, oh, I gotta be at work at 9 o'clock, oh, blah, 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 blah. When you get superb silence, that inner essence will start talking to you. So in all, you know, meditation will get you to that point. And it's not gonna be a couple of days. No, I mean, you gotta make this a everyday thing to start doing it, because when you start doing it, your mind will click into this new mode, and you'll start feeling effects. Just do it, you know. It should be an everyday thing anyway. So next question, last question. What would my life look like if I had the courage to follow my deepest intuitions? Now that's up to the individual and what they got going on. For me, how would my life look? I'd be exactly where I picture for me to be. Because as I said before, time doesn't exist. Your intuition doesn't look at time. Universal don't look at time. This is all man-made stuff. Most of the stuff that you're looking at out here is all it's from somebody else's mind. So I know it sounds weird, but time doesn't exist. Your schedule doesn't exist. Your life really doesn't. It's insignificant in a way that you've created these stories in your head, and you kept them from all this time, especially the negative ones. You kept all these negative stories up. So it's like you drew a picture and you start believing in the picture, and every time a trigger comes up, you get upset. That's why I say just go ahead, and my advice, and the advice is for myself too, and for everyone, let's not be neurotic about things. And it's hard, especially if you pass the age of 20. And let's accept everything that comes in your life. Accept it all, the good, the bad, the ugly. Now, I'm not telling you to let somebody come in and smack you and all that. I'm just saying, if something happens to you and it's out of your control, well, guess what? It's out of your control. You have to accept what happened and go about the right procedures of healing yourself and getting yourself together. Being neurotic and yelling and screaming and all that doesn't fix the altercation, or hating the person and all that. That doesn't fix the situation, because why? At the end of the day, it's non-duality. This person that hurt you is you. They're the same soul, the same essence of you. It's just a different body and a different experience. So this experience from this body, which is you, hurt you. So then ultimately you hurt it yourself. And I know that sounds preposterous. How did I hurt myself? This person ain't me. Individualism is what put us in the situations we are. We're all one person, just in a different body, in a different experience. That one person is the spirit, and the spirit is God or the universe or whatever you want to call it. So, yep, that is a quick synopsis on intuition. If you want to learn more about it, of course, Leo from selfactualization.org did a great video on it, and I was just going into a little depth of what I learned from that video. Great video. Leo's a great person. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from all the speakers. And, go to Leo, go to selfactualize.org, and look up how to harness your intuition. He has a worksheet with those questions on it. I ask myself those questions pretty much every other day. My intuition grows. So hopefully it'll do that for you guys so you can live a better, extraordinary life. All right, peace.